At the moment, I feel like those old Star Trek, the series, long ago, William Shatner, who was the engineer, was a Scotty, he said, "She cannot take it, Captain." Like when he's pushing excessive warp speeds or something. I feel like that at the moment. I'm very torn up physically. I don't know how much longer I can keep it up. There's 1,000 push-ups a day for, well over a month now, possibly pushing on 2 months. Been doing 1,000 push-ups a day. Or it works out to that. A few days I've done like 1,100. Other days I've flaked out 850. So anyway, but it's definitely well an average of 1,000 a day. I suppose I just want to make this video like an honest video, not one of these, where the thumbnail has got like some before and after shot, where the guy's all frumpy before and next, all jacked up in the other shot. Like that, I don't. It's always like I did 100 push-ups a day for 15 days or something, and they turn into Charles Atlas. So yeah, so I'm torn up. It's. I mean, also I'm 44, so I'm approaching middle age. Maybe I'm middle-aged, so it's not like I'm in my 20s doing this. But all the same, it's benefits. Yes, I've got a lot stronger. Well, I've got a lot better at doing push-ups. I mean, to do 1,000 a day, even like a year ago, would have seemed impossible. I was doing like 200. I think I made a video actually in March this year. I think it was 200. I think it was 180 a day. So I was doing 10 just really slowly, deliberately, till I maxed my arms out, and that seems to be a thing. So anyway, I'm doing, to get to 1,000, I'm doing 40 at a time, 25 times 40. So I'm at work at the moment, just on my break, so while I'm making this video. But anyway, while I'm sweeping up or cutting a bush or whatever, I can quickly dive off here, there and everywhere and do push-ups. I do have that luxury. I do a quick 40. It only takes me like 30 seconds, and I don't smoke anymore, unlike some of the others working here, so it's not I'm taking cigarette breaks during the day, so I don't feel that bad about it. But yeah, that seems to be the thing. It's consistency, and it pushes you to keep on training. So it's not like you've got like, well, for me it's a consistent thing, and it starts to get into your head. I wake up and I do 80, 2 sets of 40. I mix them up with I do sit-ups as well. I do 40 press-ups, 50 sit-ups, 40, 50 before I take the dog out, come back, and anyway, it just goes on throughout the day. Just try and find, you can do them, so you're consistently doing them. It's not like, some people, they lose the heart because they say, well, I go to the gym or I do whatever, I go to this martial arts class or this fitness class or whatever at this time, and then they don't go and they don't do anything, and then it sort of slides away. This one, it's continually pushing you to do something. So I would say definitely have a program. If you're doing 100 a day, I mean, if you're starting fresh, done it before, 100 a day is just fine. That's really good. And do them, say, sets of 10 times a day. What I would recommend is that however many you do, however many sets, you really max out. You can do various positions. I mean, push-ups, I just think is so great. They do various muscles. If you're into martial arts, you can do them on your fingers, you can do them on your knuckles, do them on that part of your hand. So multiple, killing multiple birds with one stone, as it were. Really good. If you're not into martial arts, just want to do it for strength, or just to give yourself a bit of a fitness program, just do them on the flats of your hand. But you can just move your body up and down as you're doing them, over your hands. So your hands just aren't always underneath your shoulders like in the conventional way. If you sort of push your body whole forward or up on your toes, that becomes much harder. So yeah, you're just maxing out. Like the last few are just so hard to do, and you'll notice improvements in many things. Downsides, yeah, I'm really ripped up. I'm really torn. I can't even get to the dojo later to do my rolls, my judo rolls, because my body, I've pulled muscles and it just hurts. I tried to do a roll the other day and I just squealed. It just really hurt to land. So I just constantly feel like it's really hard to walk. I've pulled muscles and stuff. Been doing press-ups on my fingers, 40 on your fingers. It's this whole problem I've got. It's a tendon on the back of my hand. I pulled it a while back and it heals, and then something happens because at work I'm always using my hands, or just the thing. I was reading my young daughter, a book the other day, and she was sitting on my lap. She hopped off my lap to get something. She just caught my fingers, and that set it off again. You know, it's just anything that's sort of injuries to hands and stuff, because they're so delicate basically. Yeah, just sort of kind of, so yeah, basically just really torn up, and I don't know if it's going to sort of settle down. One thing, another plus point to mention is if you're pushing the amount you can do and it's uncomfortable. The fact is now, if I was to go to 50 a day, 500 a day, let's say, so if I was to half it, that would be no problem at all. It's 1:30 in the afternoon now, and I've done 520 already. So if I was to go in 500 a day, which I think most people would agree is quite a lot, that would be no problem for me at all. If I space them out through the day, that would kind of ease up. But now it would kind of feel like I'm underdoing what I can do. You know, 600, 700, 800. Say so, but the last 200 are a real push. Yeah, I've got a feeling there's something I want to. What else I'll say? I don't know. Yeah, the 1,000 just sticks in my head because I call it the Kimura standard. Kimura. He was, well, many people say he was the best judo practitioner of all time. A Japanese guy, obviously, with a name like Kimura. But that was part of his thing. It was push-ups, and in a lot of classes, judo classes and stuff, it's just constant emphasis on push-ups. I think the guy who ran the '64 Olympics, Dutch guy Giesink, you know, he said a lot of classes was just push-ups. Just so good for you in so many different ways. But the 1,000 a day just seems to be the Kimura standard, and that's what he did for years and years. And I always thought, wow, it's incredible. I could never do that. And now I am doing it finally in middle age, as I say. Just finding out that it's really not all roses. It's not like it hits a magic plateau. You're like, yeah, it's 1,000 push-ups a day, woohoo! It's like, oh Jesus, man, this hurts. And so yeah, I'm not giving out any BS vids like and all these others. You know, I did 200 push-ups a day for a month. Anyway, like I said, and they've got photo of them all looking, you know, toned up and stuff. Because yeah, muscles do get bigger or something. But yeah, I'm just feeling really torn up at the moment. Anyway, so that's 1,000 push-ups a day, and I wonder how much longer I'll keep them up for. I better do another 40 now. Cheers.